Hi guys, happy Team Call Friday. We're so excited to have you guys here. I know it's a smaller group than usual. We had a few away at an event, so I know a lot of people are going to be catching the recording tonight, but thank you for those of you who were able to hop on. We are really, really excited tonight because I am so happy to have my friend Brandy, who is a partner from up in the Washington area. And it's really cool because Brandy and I actually met through another partner, just kind of like a random thing. And we met officially at Summit last year. And then we got together for our weekend event in Seattle and we got to know each other really good. And we realized like we're instant like best friends. So, so fun when that happens. And it's just another, way that this community can bring us together. So super, super cool. Brandy has been with the business for a long time as well. We're 4 years, right? Or 5 years?
Over 4 years now. Yeah.
Yeah, over 4 years. It's so awesome. And so she has a lot of experience in the business from my perspective, too, just seeing her social media and things like that. She's the epitome of being consistent and showing up. And I love that. That's something you guys know is really near and dear to my heart. So, what she's going to be talking on today is mindset. And that is one of the things that I feel like is avoided most and also needed most. It's one of the things even, whether we're talking about our personal health journey, health and wellness journey, sometimes that's the thing that we leave out. It's the missing factor for us. But even more so in our business, that can especially be something that we don't even consider half the time when things aren't really working for us. So really, really excited to hear from Brandy. So I'm going to go ahead and just turn it over.
Okay, let me make sure I can screen share here. I made up some slides for you guys. So let's see here. Oh, there we go. I love chatting mindset. It's like one of the things that I like nerd out on totally. Can you guys see this okay? Yeah, okay.
Yes.
And then I want to make sure I can see the chat. So if you guys, I'm gonna scoot this over here, feel free to comment in the chat as I'm going through this because I'm going to be asking you some questions and I'd love to hear from you too. Like I said, like mindset is just one of those things that has completely changed my life. I started this business a little over 4 years ago, and it was about a year in. I'm going to teach you something that I learned about a year into my business. So 3 years ago, that completely shifted everything for me, not just in my business, but also in relationships, my spirituality, my like everything. Like it just completely changed everything for me. And once I started implementing this more and more, it's just continued to get better as time went on. And so I'm going to teach you a little bit of it. So first off, let's just jump right in. It's so important to get your thoughts in check because your thoughts can change your outcome, right? Like we all hear like shift your mindset, but what does that actually mean? Like what does that mean? And so I want to break this down a little bit for you and we're going to get into this of what that actually means to shift your mindset and to actually take a thought that isn't serving you and turn it into something that can serve you so that it can change your outcome because your mindset, your thoughts are always going to dictate your results. There's something called, and maybe I'd love to know if any of you are familiar with this, but there's something called the self-coaching thought model by Brooke Castillo. She is the creator of it. And it's basically a thought model. I'm going to walk you through this, but the thought behind it, the thought behind it is that your thoughts produce feelings, a feeling in your body. Your feelings then generate actions that you take. You take actions based on those feelings, and then your actions are what create your results. So, based on the first part of it, your thought that you're having, everything's going to change in the rest of that. So, we're going to kind of piece this together. The thought model has 5 parts. The first part is a circumstance. This is a true fact. A circumstance can be anything. My circumstance right now is I'm speaking on this team call. That is a circumstance. It's a true fact. It can be proven. So whatever circumstance you're dealing with in your life, in your business, in your relationships, whatever, circumstance has to be something that is a true fact. A thought is one sentence about your circumstance, the thought that you have about that circumstance. A feeling, it's a feeling that you get in your body because of that one thought that you're thinking. And an action is the response to that feeling that you have in your body. And it can be an action or an inaction, non-action, because sometimes we have feelings in our body that make us just freeze, panic, like give up, not do anything. So an action can also be an inaction based on our feelings. Your results are the results of those actions or inactions. So I'm going to break this down a little bit so you kind of understand what I'm talking about. It's a lot of information, but I like to refer to them as unintentional versus intentional thoughts. Instead of like bad thoughts and good thoughts, it's unintentional or an intentional thought. An intentional thought is going to serve you. Unintentional thought doesn't serve you. So I broke this down in, I was trying to come up with a circumstance that maybe we all could relate to. And so let's say circumstance is I'm at Success Club 0. I'm sure we've all been there before. I was there last week with last month with like a week left in the month, like absolutely panicking that I was still at Success Club 0. So that is a circumstance. It's a fact. It's true. I can log into my back office and it proves that I am at Success Club 0, right? That is a fact. That's the circumstance, the thought behind it. So when I sit there, and I'm curious, and you can drop this in the comments, if you're sitting at Success Club 0, you're telling yourself, circumstance, I'm at Success Club 0. What is the first thought that comes to your mind when you think about that? For me, when I sat there with that, okay, I'm at Success Club 0, my first thought was, I'm not good at this. I'm not good at this. I'm curious what your thoughts would be. You can drop them in the comments, but that was the thought that I came up with. I'm not good at this, right? When you're sitting there thinking, I'm not good at this, what feeling does that create in your body? It's too late. I like that. Yep. It's too late. It's too late. I've thought that too. I got to make this happen. Yep. When you're feeling that, so I'm not good at this. My feeling that generated was defeat, shame, frustration. So for the two that commented, I'm so curious, like when you think, I got to make this happen, what feeling does that create in your body? When you sit there and you think to yourself, it's too late, or I'm stuck, what feeling does that create in you? Yep. Anxiety, panic, stress. Okay. Based on those feelings, what actions do you take? For me, when I was sitting there feeling defeated, shameful, frustrated with my business, the actions I'm taking, or I'm complaining about it. I'm pretty sure I texted Sienna complaining that I wasn't at Success Club anything yet last month. So I'm complaining about it. Maybe I'm sending desperate DMs, right? I'm just sending messages to everybody, cold messages, getting really gross with my invites, just like throwing them out there to anybody because I felt desperate. Or, yep, all the invites. Or you're sending these invites, but you're sending them with that desperate energy, that anxious energy, right? And other people can sense that. Or I might do the opposite and have inaction where I just stop showing up. I'm not going to show up on my social media, or I'm just going to give up and say, I might as well just wait and start next month. This month's almost over. Like, I'm just going to forget it. I'll give up, right? That's the inaction. When you're doing these things, when you're panicking, when you're complaining, when you're sending desperate invites and messages, or you're giving up completely, what are your results? Still sitting at Success Club 0. You're starting to resent your business. Maybe you're comparing yourself to other people on the team. Yep, falling flat. You probably have no paycheck. And you probably lost belief either in yourself or in the business model altogether, right? The thing with an intentional thought is that your result always proves that thought that you had. It always proves it true. So your results, Success Club 0, resenting your business, comparing yourself to others, no belief in the business, proves your thought, I'm not good at this, true, right? It's kind of like a self-fulfilling prophecy. So if we can take the circumstance, because the circumstance is just a circumstance, it's a fact, it's what we're dealing with right now. If we can take that same circumstance and just have a different thought about it, let's play it out and see how our actions and our results and everything change a little bit differently. So let's do our intentional thought. I'm still sitting here at Success Club 0, but I'm going to actively try to come up with a thought that's going to serve me. Okay, so I sat here and I was thinking, if I'm sitting at Success Club 0, There's still, what, 7 days left in this month. My thought, I can help so many women. I know I can. I can help so many women. Another one that I personally use a lot that I tell myself is, she needs me. She needs me. She needs me in her corner cheering for her. She's struggling. She needs me. I can help so many women. When you're sitting there, when you think that thought, I can help so many women, or she needs me, what feeling does that create in your body? I'd love for you to tell me in the comments. She needs me. I can help her. Like, what does that create in you? Belief? Yep. Yep, exactly. That feeling of belief, momentum, yep. Excitement, it made me excited. When I sit there and think of all the women out there that I could be helping, it gets me excited about my business. And so when you're having those feelings and you're taking action with those feelings in your body, how are your actions different? What actions are you taking? For me, it was showing up consistently, posting every day with value, giving my audience value, inviting to the opportunity or inviting to my challenge group, sharing what I love, right? Sharing what you love. Yep. Showing up with energy, joy, completely different actions. And when you're taking those actions with those different feelings in your body, what results do you have in your business? You're nurturing your relationships, right? You're building relationships. You're having more conversations in the DMs. Your audience is starting to see you as a source of value because you're showing up consistently, sharing value with them. So they see you as that source of value. You're enrolling new customers, or maybe you're not enrolling new customers. Maybe you're new at this, but you're planting seeds for future customers. So we're going to talk about that a little bit later, but you're getting those conversations going. You're building that relationship with them. That is still a result in your business. Maybe you're at Success Club 5. Maybe you're at Success Club 10. But your results are proving your thoughts true. These results, conversations, enrolling people, talking with people, hitting Success Club, is proving your thought, I can help so many women, true. Right? Okay, we're going to move on. We can come back to this later. I'm going to do Q&A at the end. If anybody has questions or we want to talk about any specific thoughts that you might be struggling with, we can come back to this. But we're going to break this down. So it was really nice. Sienna added me to your guys' team chat in WhatsApp. And the other day she asked you, like, what are some of the limiting beliefs that you all are maybe struggling with right now? And it was really good to see and like listen to them and read them. And I kind of just wanted to break down some of them and kind of talk about them one by one, like what you might be struggling with. And I feel like this is probably one of the most common one. I think we all at some point feel like I'm being salesy. And so we're going to talk about this one first. I'm being salesy. I want you to know salesy is only icky or gross because of your thoughts about it. All right. Your thoughts about it is what makes it feel wrong. Selling is serving. Selling is customer service. You have a solution to a problem that they might be having. Your job is to connect the two by building that relationship in between, by nurturing that relationship and getting to know what their struggles are, what their problems are, so that you can provide your solution. Selling is customer service. Okay. Being salesy. I want you to imagine, so I put this little picture here of these two women shopping, or one person shopping and the store worker. So I want you to imagine you have your business right now. You have a storefront, like a brick and mortar storefront on a street somewhere. You were the store owner. You're in your shop. You own this shop, and a woman walks into your store and starts looking around the store. What do? Do you go, I'm just going to go hang out in the staff room. Maybe you have a snack. I'm just going to go in the back and hide, go hang out back there, leave her alone. Or as the business owner, as the person working in the shop, do you go up to that person and do you say, how can I help you? Is there something I can help you find? Are you looking for something? What made you come into my store today? How can I help you? Right? Have you ever walked into a store and had the store person, the worker, say those things to you and you were like, oh my God, they're so salesy. God, I'm leaving the store right now. Like, you wouldn't do that because that's customer service. You're like, thank you. Even if you don't need help, you're like, thank you so much, but I'm good. but you still thank them for their customer service. So I want you to remember that selling is serving. People on your social media, when they come to your social media and they're liking your posts and they're watching your stories, they're maybe commenting, engaging with you, they're shopping in your storefront. It is okay for you to talk to them. It's okay for you to ask them, say hi, how are you doing? Why did you decide to follow me? Is there something you're struggling with right now? How can I help you? Is there something I can help you with right now? That's good customer service. That's not being salesy. To go along with that also, following up, again, is good customer service. I think so much in our business, when we are inviting people regularly and maybe they're ghosting us or ignoring us, or they keep telling us no, but we keep following up with them because that's good customer service. The thing with our business is that we are not at the top of their mind all the time, right? We are just this random person on Instagram that's sharing workouts and sharing nutrition. We're not necessarily at the top of their mind. They're at the top of our mind because this is our business. But they see us every once in a while when they open their Instagram or their Facebook, whatever platform you use, but we aren't necessarily at the top of their mind. How many times have you gotten a text message from a friend or a family member or something, and you saw it and you were busy, or you're maybe at a stoplight and you had to drive and you put your phone away and you forgot about it for hours, days, whatever? Does it mean you didn't want to talk to that person? Not necessarily. It just means you were busy. And if we aren't at the top of their mind all the time, that's why we follow up with them. It's customer service. It shows that you care about them, especially if they have once showed interest. One time, that's all it takes. If somebody shows interest to me, like maybe they ask for more info, I keep following up with them over and over and over and over again. I don't give up on them. And you know what? More often than not, whether it's 6 months down the road, a year down the road, 2 years down the road, I still have people coming up to me 4 years down the road, like, I'm ready now. Like, okay, well, you ghosted me the last 11 times, but all right, let's do this. Okay. It shows you care about them, and they're going to remember that because you've invested that into them. It's good customer service. It's not salesy. Okay. To go along with that, this is something I am like super passionate about. When you are sharing what you have to offer, I'm going to ask you this, and you can comment if you want, but are you sharing a product, or are you sharing the benefits that you have personally experienced? Okay, there's nothing wrong with talking about our Shakeology or the ingredients, because I do that too. But in general, when you are sharing what you have, are you sharing the product, or are you sharing the benefits? And the reason I say this is because when we are talking about our products or our programs, people don't necessarily know the terminology. They don't know what superfoods means. They don't know what a super block is. They don't, like, there's all these words we use. They don't know what energize is. There's all these words we use, and they don't understand what that means. So we have to break it down for them, right? If I'm talking about the shake I drink every day that has superfoods in it, digestive enzymes and astragalus and all these like fancy ingredients, they're going to be like, okay, like, I don't know what that is. But if I sit there and I talk about, I drink the shake every day and it helps me be regular, TMI, it helps my gut, it gives me energy, it's helped me with my sugar cravings, the person can then relate to that. They're like, oh, I get it. Like, okay, she might have a solution for something I'm struggling with. So are you sharing a product, or are you sharing the benefits? And of course, benefits that you have personally experienced, not what your friend has experienced, but that you've experienced. People want to hear from you. Okay, this is another one. Everyone tells me no. I've thought this lots of times. You know how many no's I've gotten? So many no's. I want you to realize a no means not right now. Maybe it means a no. I mean, I'm sure there's people out there where it's a dead no, but I want you to think of every single person that you invite that has told you no. I want you to think of that as a not right now, because what that means is that they have their own limiting beliefs about their health journey. They don't see the value in it, or maybe they haven't built that trust in you yet. Maybe they're newer to following you and they haven't built that trust yet. So think of every single invite you send, every single no that you get. I want you to think about that as a seed that you've planted. Okay. It's just a little tiny seed. Don't take it personally because it's not about you, it's about them. But you're going to plant that seed. And then when you invite again, or when you post, or when you're talking on your stories and they're watching you, think about that as like you're watering that seed. They're getting to know you. You're building that trust with them because they see you consistently showing up, sharing value. They're building that trust. They're starting to see value in what you're sharing. They're starting to see the solutions to the struggles that they're having because that's what you're sharing about. And eventually, like I said, they may come around. It could be 3 months, 6 months, 4 years from now. But they're going to keep building that trust in you until they decide that they're ready once they've overcome their limiting beliefs. So just remember, a no has nothing to do with you. It has everything to do with them and where they're at right now. On your guys' chat the other day, I felt like this was a big one. And so I kind of broke it up into two: no one will take me seriously, or I'm not where I want to be yet on my own health journey. I haven't lost the weight yet. I don't have 6-pack abs, whatever it is. I'm not where I want to be yet. Like, no one's going to take me seriously. Your journey can inspire so many women where you're at right now. Your imperfect journey is what makes you relatable. If they see that person out there with the 6-pack abs and crushing her workouts and eating perfectly healthy every single day, that's not relatable. There's women out there that are struggling right now just to show up, just to get the basic things done each day. They have no confidence. They have no self-love. They're struggling. They don't even know what to do. They don't know where to start. They're struggling. So when they see you show up in your imperfect journey, what you think is imperfect, that makes you relatable to them. That's allowing them to see that if you can do it, you are living proof that they can do it too. So wherever you are in your journey right now, that woman that's watching you, you're showing her that it's possible. Just remember that. Your imperfect journey makes you relatable. One of the things I love about our business is that we don't have to be the experts, right? Like Body, they're the experts. They write the nutrition plans, they write the workout programs, like they take care of all of that for us, but they allow us to use those. So nobody's asking us to be experts at anything. I like to think of us, we use the term coach, we use the term partner. I like to think of us as guides. Someone, if you look up in the dictionary what a guide is, it is somebody who is 1 to 2 steps ahead of you, who can take your hand and show you the way. So wherever you're at on your journey right now, you only need to be 1 or 2 steps ahead of somebody to take their hand and show them, like, this is what I'm doing. This is what's helped me. This is how I'm staying consistent. This is what's making me feel better. Let me show you. I'm going to show you the way. You don't have to be perfect. You're just guiding them. You're showing them the way. And you only have to be 1 or 2 steps ahead. That's it. All right. I think that was all the limiting beliefs that I saw in the comments the other day. So I'm going to open this up for Q&A if any of you have questions. I'd love to chat. I love chatting mindset. So any questions, you can unmute or put in the comments, whatever you want.
Okay, I have a question for you, Brandy.
Yeah.
Do you, when it comes to mindset and like getting those thoughts and building that belief, do you have any like personal development things that you absolutely love, or like books that you would recommend that you love?
Oh, a good question. There's a lot of books. One of them is called Fear is My Homeboy. So like I should have introduced myself better at the beginning. Like I am a major, major introvert. I am like the shyest person, despite having a business on social media and showing up every day. Like I am such an introvert. And that book, Fear is My Homeboy by Judy Holler, is so good. There's another one. Kendra Hall, she spoke at Summit last year. Her book, Choose Your Story, Change Your Life. That book legit changed my life. So those two are probably my favorites when it comes to personal development.
I have a question.
Yeah.
How have you been able to make your business thrive for so long to be able to have so many people say yes?
Consistency, like showing up no matter what. Like I take Sundays off generally. I don't show my face on social media on Sundays generally, but every other day I am sharing. It's like a non-negotiable. I share at least 10 stories a day. Um, I try to post every day. I don't every day. I try to, but it's just a matter of staying consistent because you staying consistent is what's building that trust in people. Like they learn to rely on you. They learn to look forward to what you're posting each day. Um, and yeah,
Do,
4 years later,
do
like
you
it's
have
still, go ahead.
do you have like a specific amount of people that you try to reach out each month?
Um, I usually don't do it by month. I usually do it by day. I like non-negotiable for me is 5 invites a day, like minimum, like bare minimum. I try to do more, but um 5 a day. And I try to either a big part of our business of nurturing relationships with people is that, it's social media. So we have to be social on social media is engaging and commenting on other people's stuff. And so
Yeah.
I make a huge effort to go comment on at least 15 posts a day, other people's posts, which is not a lot. 15, you scroll, that's pretty easy. I also make a point to go to 15 stories. I only use Instagram, I don't use Facebook, to the little
Same.
story bubbles. And I will go engage with a minimum of 15 stories. Like, and not just in emoji, like, ooh, hard eyes, that's cool. No,
Yeah.
I actually will like type a comment. Even better if I can ask a question because then it gets conversation going in the DMs.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's generating those conversations. That's what I'm trying to aim for. Because then you build more of a rapport, you know what they need. So then you know what to give them from what we're trying to do. Okay. All right. Awesome. Thank you.
Yeah. And every single person that follows me, I go send them a message and I just say hi. Like I was talking about, like they're in my store now. Like it's not weird of me to say hi. So I go say hi, I introduce myself. I don't invite them. I don't talk about necessarily what I do. I have a message I send that's just like, hey, this is a little bit about me, blah, 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 hot mess, relatable, like whatever. But I send a message to every single person that follows me just to start that. And I end it with the end of my message says, where are you from? And it's able to start the conversation because sometimes they'll answer me with a lot. Sometimes they'll answer me with like Ohio. But something I've learned is that having conversations with people is you always match what they're giving you. So if they're giving me a lot of information, I'm going to reply with a lot of information. Like you match them. If they give me one word, I reply very short. I'm like, oh, awesome. Like I'm in Seattle area. Like, how's your weather right now? Quick, one sentence, one question. And usually it can start to build from there.
Those are really good pointers. Yeah, I like that a lot. Thank you.
Welcome.
Just wanted to take a moment for a second and step in with like, I don't mean to put my Leah on the spot, but she has been partner for a while. And she just the other day, we had a team call with a corporate mentor, and she was on. And the very next day, for the first time ever, she locked in Success Club 6 and went Emerald all at once. And
That's
is going to get a big
amazing.
fat paycheck. And
Aw.
I just want to know, Mylia, if you don't mind sharing, like just briefly, what do you think is the difference between the, entire time you've been a partner and what happened that day for you?
I've really started putting myself into the business aspect and just following your example and then things we've talked about today, even like building those relationships. And we're not selling a product, we're selling a solution to what these people need. And so I specifically knew that these three people had a need. And so what I did is I brought them body and I brought them my story with my success that I've personally experienced for my health and just benefiting from using this. And I'm telling them, look, this is really working for me, and just sharing my passion and my love for body and sharing it with them in that way and saying, I really think this could help you too if you're interested. And then I got three yeses like right away. And I was like, whoa. And I honestly didn't expect it either. It was just like boom, boom, boom. I was like, oh my goodness, this, when you really apply like all the things that we're talking about, it totally works, but you have to have like that personal connection. You're giving them something to answer a need that they have. So I feel like that was a key that got me locked in with these three people that, I mean, they really want it and they're all excited. Like all of them, they're all excited. They can't wait to start.
I love
That's
that.
Yeah, that's
awesome.
how it happened for me.
I love that. That's so awesome. And I really do think like bringing it back to mindset, like I don't think it was coincidence that we had that call and we were on with Tiffany and she was saying she like had everybody write down like all the people they know just like within a certain amount of time, like just real briefly. And I think like putting it that way simply, when you only have a split second to think about it, it takes that mindset portion where you're not overthinking, you're not, all of those limiting beliefs aren't there. And you're just like, these are the people I know. And how can I serve them? How can I help them? So I think it really does bring it back to that mindset. So I just want to shout out Mylia because that was awesome. She like crushed it this month and I know she's still going. So I can't wait to see what happens the
That's
rest of the
awesome.
month.
Love that.
Thank you. You can't see me, but I'm totally blushing. Thank you.
Love that. Love it. Love it.
It's fun. I already have a few people that are on my maybe list, and then I have a few girls that will even be telling me no, but I circle back to them, and I let a little time come by, and then I'll see them pop up with a post, expressing their need or their desire, for what they're trying to do with their health and their life. And I just pop in going, hey, that's wonderful. And then I share with them like what I'm doing and I build that rapport and then I go, this could maybe help you. And I just keep opening that door for them. And eventually it's up to them to walk through it, but I'm letting them know it's still here if you want it. So don't give up on those no's.
Love that. That's awesome. Thank you for sharing with us too. Sorry, Brandy. I just wanted to make a side
No,
note.
that's it. No, I love that. That's awesome. No. Any other questions?
Do you have any tips for non-social media people?
Oh, see, that's where I'm not good at because I am an introvert. Like when I see people in person, I just shut up and I just hide in the corner. I'm not good in person at all. I'm really awkward. I would say, so when I first started my business, I didn't tell anybody in my personal life, like that I knew in person for a while, because I was kind of not really ashamed, but I was worried about what I would think of having a business on social media. I didn't tell even all my close friends, like I didn't tell them. I think I told a few of them, but not all of them. And I was kind of doing this thing on social media and I was so worried that people were going to see my social media. And it was just like this whole thing. The second I decided to own it, like I'm a business owner, like this is my business. The second I decided to like own it and just be like, this is what I do. I am a health and fitness coach. I help people. I do these workouts. I have these nutrition plans. Like this is what I do. The second I stepped into business owner and stopped worrying about everyone else's opinions that I knew personally in my personal life, my business grew because I stopped caring. I was holding myself back because of that. So I will say just not even necessarily like reaching out and like inviting people personally, but just putting it out there that this is what I do and I'm proud of it, like made such a difference. And so many people in my personal life have then reached out to me. So many of the people that I was afraid to tell are in my challenge group now. Or maybe they're not, but they're like my biggest fans on social media, like commenting on everything and liking all my stories. And like, they're like my biggest supporters. And they were the people I was most afraid to tell. So I would just say like, when it comes to personal people in your personal life, just like own it, just let them know, position yourself as that person. And even if you're not like necessarily reaching out and inviting them, if they know and you're passionate about it, they're going to see that 100%. Yes, exactly. It's only awkward if you make it awkward. I made it real awkward in the beginning.
Okay. I think we're good question wise, but did you have any like closing comments or you want me to close it out?
I don't think so. I think that was it. Just you know, if any of you are struggling with, and later the rest of your girls, I know a lot of them couldn't be here. If
Mhm.
anyone is struggling with a particular thought that they're dealing with, like a limiting belief of some sort, like have them reach out to me, because I love to work with them on like that thought model process of like changing your thought, because that in itself was literally life-changing for me 3 years ago. Like,
I love that. That was so cool. I've never been through that either. And that's like, it's like, I love when it's a system. That's a lot of what like I've been going through with my coaching right now too, is like, it's so much of a system, how our thoughts work. And it is up to us how we decide to think and how we want to move forward. And that, you know, everybody on the team knows that I'm really big about belief as well. And it's like, if you're showing up and you don't believe in your ability to do that, then you're already setting yourself up for failure. So having that belief is so important, and really working on your mindset all the time. So I love that. And I think this is going to be something that, you know, we can all take in our own ways too. And, you know, that's one thing I really love about our team is we're all so different and we're all so unique. And so I know that, you know, mindset is something that can affect us in different ways. And that's why I love to sharing. I know I was one of those people in the very beginning of my business where I was like, personal development, that's like wishy-washy. I don't know what that is. Like, I don't need that, you know? And it's one of those things that it's funny because it's true that it was actually what I needed the most. And that's why like I struggled for so long. And then when I finally started opening up to that, I realized, you know, of course, it all starts with our mindset. Even to get through a workout, you can't get through a workout without telling yourself, like, I can finish this, I'm going to do it, you know? So yeah,
that's one thing that when I first so do you know who Rachel Bodie is? She's a business coach. You can follow her on Instagram. She's really sweet, but she is a business coach for network marketing. And she was the one I got to work with her one-on-one a couple times. Like I won like this thing. So I got to have like some like free sessions with her. And she was the one who taught me the thought model process. She actually went through Brooke Castillo's life coach school and learned it. And she taught me that. And when she first was like, we're going to learn the thought model. And I was like, oh God, okay. Like, oh, this is such a waste of my time. But then it was literally like the first time she taught me it. And she was walking me through like, what is your thought about this right now? And I got emotional. I cried, but then it was like, she was like plugging in to that process of the thought model, like the 5 parts of it. And it was just like seeing it with my own eyes. And I think that's part of it too. And I can, I'll send you these afterwards so your team has them so they can see it too. But actually writing it down, like, so every day in my journal, I write a thought model, like the C for circumstance, T for thoughts, it's CTFAR. I write that in my journal every day. And I start with the circumstance, like what circumstance am I struggling with this morning, today? What am I struggling with right now? What is my thought about it? And I purposely will come up with the first thought, unintentional thought, and I'll write that in and I'll kind of work through the model. Okay, this is what's going to happen if I continue with this thought. And then I will change it and I'll write an intentional thought model with a different thought. I'll be like, okay, this is the thought I need to have through the rest of this day. If I want to not be at Success Club 0, I need to think this. And then the actions I take the rest of the day are completely different.
I love that. That's awesome. I love that so much. Thank you so much for sharing with
You're
us tonight,
welcome.
Brandy. So
So
fun to
fun.
have you here. Yeah.
Thank you.
And yeah, I love that like Brandy obviously is a good friend of mine. And like she said, we can continue on with this conversation, which I absolutely love. Like we could totally take this to the chat, whatever you guys want, she's in there. So utilize it, especially for those of you that are watching the recording. If you have any specific questions, anything, she'd be happy to help. And you guys know, I always tune in too. So I always have a lot to say. My team knows that. But no, I so appreciate you sharing with us. This was so awesome, so helpful. And again, just remember, guys, that it's that missing piece often that we need the most is that piece of mindset. So thank you so much for taking time out on a Friday to be with us, and we will talk soon.
Perfect. See ya.